That worked. Apparently, I'm doing something wrong with my stream. Well, I hope this sounded good and came in good. Hello, if you're around and all that good stuff. But anyway, hi. We have two people watching. Hello to you. Hello, Keaton. And hello to anyone else out there. I'm going to then bring up this right here. Oh, I wanted to play that song because I like it. There we go. Because I like that song. I just discovered this song today. It is a fantastic time to be alive because you can learn songs like this, which is from the wonderful Joe Hisaishi, Kiki's Delivery Service, a town with an ocean view. If you're unfamiliar with the name Joe Hisaishi, then you need to become familiar with him. He is by far one of the most, I think, one of the top composers from Japan in our modern era. I absolutely think he's wonderful. I hope the stream is coming in clear and all that good stuff. I don't know why the stream rate's a little bit low, but I thought I was doing fine, but apparently. And of course I can't change it in the middle of it. Oh, that's why. Can I do this? Can I change it in the middle? I don't know. I hope I don't break the stream. It should be 5,000. It should always be 5,000. Let's see if that does anything. Ah! Okay. Hello, Saturday, everyone. Hello, Saturday to you. Do you want an encore of that real quick? Or do you want to hear a, well, no one's watching except Keaton, because we're going to have a lesson, you and I. And for those of you out there who want to know what's going to be happening today, one of the viewers and subscribers will be joining me for a lesson. That's the primary purpose of this live stream, is to see really how everything happens in my world and how a cello coach lesson goes. If you're interested in having a lesson with me one time. The deal is, if you agree to be broadcast online, then of course you can have a lesson so you can see what's going to happen. And Keaton's a wonderful gentleman that I met last time I did a stream, and he gave me some good advice. So yes, we're going to get right into that. But if that ain't coming nice and clear, I'm going to do a little encore of this song. It's a pretty song. I absolutely love it. One more with feeling, yeah? Okay, I think that came in better at 5,000 kps. So there we go. And hello, we have a star, and one day I will be able to read what you just wrote. So arigato. Doshimais. Anyway, hello. It's been 10 minutes, and let's get right to the reason of my phone call. I'm going to call up Keaton, and yeah, let's see how things are going on his side. Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm just trying to get this going correctly.
It's okay. Going to get you going here, and there you are. I'm going to put you in the middle, unless you can go landscape. That's always better. Can you do that?
What?
Can you go landscape?
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, that's always a little better. Perfect. Perfect. There we go. Last time I'm adjusting it live on the stream. Profile. So hey, I just want to say I recorded
Yep.
another TikTok just this evening, just before the stream.
Really?
Yeah,
Hey.
people. I want to show you. I'm very proud of this. So,
Okay.
before our conversation with you and the other two guys, I was just like, no, I'm not going to do this. But now I'm doing it. And look at this one.
Doing
Check
it.
this out. I'm here.
Oh,
I'm
there we
there. I'm
go.
there. But yes, yeah, that's what's happening with let's go back to a normal one. So last time we met, sorry I called you red shirt guy. I'm sorry.
Oh, no problem. I'm actually
Um,
wearing a red shirt today in honor of that.
yeah, red and white, red and white.
Yeah.
So, right. So I usually start first lessons with basically saying, what would you want to learn? What do you want to learn today? And how can I help you play beautiful cello?
Hmm.
And don't mind the pup, which she will do that sometimes.
Okay.
So we're live. My time is yours. What do you want? How can I help you play beautiful cello?
I just want to see comments on when I go up to a on a D to a D major scale and the tonation of it. So I'm gonna start on the D on the C.
Mm-hmm.
One, two, three.
Okay, good. I'm going to switch to. I'm going to go in between this cello and my acoustic cello
Okay.
to show you fingerings and then to show you but I first want to talk about the fingerings. Okay.
Yep.
Whenever you have a wonderful vibrato, fantastic vibrato. It's nice and thick. And for anyone out there who's like wanting to learn vibrato, what do you have any advice for the people? Because I always get questions on it. Tell me one sentence I could tell a person about learning vibrato.
When I talk about vibrato, make sure it's I make sure not to use your thumb. Make sure it's flat. Don't make sure it's flat. Make sure it's angled right to a point to the to the fingerboard. Then you can go straight. Rather, if it's this way, it takes longer and it's more difficult sometimes to get to the notes. Where
Hmm. May I ask you, since we're on this subject of vibrato, before we take away the vibrato, when you play vibrato, what happens down here? Do you hold on to the cello? What happens? Is there any active understanding that you're holding on to the cello with your legs a little more? Could you just try to do that again? Play those three notes. Oh yeah. Could you describe to me, is there any activation down here and down there in your legs to hold the
yeah,
cello?
so what happens is you kind of feel this like kind of like tingling down there because the whole instrument is vibrating.
Mm-hmm.
So I usually kind of gently press my legs to the cello a little bit
Yeah,
to
okay.
allow the movement of the instrument to the sound to come out of the the bridge
F-holes.
rather
Yeah,
than
the
it
F-holes, yeah.
the energy dissipating to my legs.
Yeah, okay. So you gently hold on to it, okay. And
Yeah.
about your bow, let's talk about the bow. How is your bow contact when you're doing your vibrato? Because, the one thing
Very
that beginners absolutely ask all the time is they want to know. They want to know, like, how do I do a good vibrato? How do I get in there? So if you had a beginning student coming to you, what would you say?
I would say make sure your fingers are very, very strong on the string.
Well,
So
how
if
about
you
the
put
bow?
more
What would you say about the bow?
the bow, also kind of heavy, trying to very heavy because the more pressure you put down on the bow, the bigger the sound.
Okay, good. Okay, good. And when you're playing with your left hand, are you pushing down? Are you pulling back with your back? How are you applying pressure? I notice that, the thumb, for me, you can have the thumb and you don't need to have the thumb. But what actively are you doing to keep that? Because for me, the vibrato for me it's a contradiction. It's constantly moving back and forth and it's moving everything. So for me, I have to pull back. What have you learned in your ways to explain to what happens with the left hand? Are you pulling backwards? How you keeping in tune?
Okay. How I do it is I think of it kind of like a rubber band. When you
Hmm.
pull back with the rubber band, like you pull your fingers back and then you let go and then it comes back and you keep going and going. Like I'll wind it and, and then let it go.
So it's elastic.
Very elastic.
I never thought of it that way. I like the visualization. A lot of people are very technical when they think about this sort of stuff. They
Yeah,
think
sometimes
like,
when it's technical, it's a lot more difficult to understand. But if you put
mm,
it in um, easier terms, people are like, "Oh, I get it." It's like, yeah, it's kind of like,
okay. So that's well and said. Thank you very much for that, Keaton. So let's talk about your fingerings. I'm going to put up a fingering right here for you. And this, for those of you watching, this is my scale book, and this is the D major 2-octave scale. Now notice that we're going to concentrate mainly on the very first octave. And I want you to play this with absolutely no vibrato. So you're going to play straight into this. It's going to be 1, 2 plus 4, 0. I want you to play nice and clean. Play that first line, but I want you to give your best intonation possible.
okay.
And follow that finger. 1, 2, it's an extension between your first and second, and dropping your 4 in a high spot. All right, good. Now notice something with you just right now. That your
Yep.
hand you sort of did the separate thing. Can you go keep all your fingers down at the same time like what I'm doing here? So see, all the digits are down on the string. Can you try to do that?
Yeah, I can do that.
Good. Look at your third digit. Look at your third digit. It's in the air. Put
Yeah.
that third digit down as well. It actually takes energy, Keaton, to hold that up. Let it follow with the other fingers. And remember something too, that your fourth finger always needs help. There is no extension between your 2, 3, 4. The only extension happens in 1 and 2. Another thing before we continue, take note of where your thumb is. Is it starting here? Or are you starting with your thumb high already? When I teach the extension to anyone, I teach them to put your hand in first position. You can follow along. Put your hand in first position. Slide it up a half step. Everything, including the thumb. And always keep the thumb behind. Second, lift your first finger. Extend backwards. Lift 2, 3, 4. You see my thumb sticking out? And so I'm already in the extension. All I have to do is to drop my fingers in place. Now we have different shapes and our anatomies are different. Your fingers are probably longer than mine. They won't make the same shape, but the concept is the same. Your extensions are easier if you take your thumb and put it behind your your middle finger. Would you try to do that for me? First position, slide up a half step. Second finger, and then drop your fourth. Then keep that in place. Open G. And then 1, 2, plus 4. Two, second finger. Plus 4 and 0. Now here, as you're playing the open D, Keaton, you're going to take that thumb and you're going to slide that thumb back a half step and relax your hand into first position. Start again at the very beginning of the scale. Put your hand in its extension. Start with the thumb high. And try to have that. And then when you get to the D, during the open D, relax your hand into the first position to continue the scale to the A.
Okay.
Good. Remember that the third finger, it takes energy to lift that finger up. So relax. Try that with me. Put your hand into extension, like we're just doing. 1, 2, put your hand in first position, slide up a half step, extension backwards, and then lift your third. Feel the stress that's happening in your arm. Feel the stress that's happening here. It actually takes an extra amount of energy to do this. The third finger only. The fourth finger stays down. The second finger and the first. Put your fourth finger down. Look at your hand. You're actually, yeah. Lift your ring finger, your third finger. There you go. You feel that stress in the arm right now?
Mm-hmm.
Over time, I know you're young, but that will cause you more stress and fatigue, especially if you're playing Bach or symphonies that last 2, 3 hours. So you want to just let the hand come down. You're not playing the piano. You're playing a stringed instrument. And a stringed instrument, I say our fingers move in tandem. So when 4 is down, 2 and 3 and 1 most likely are down too. See that? The concept you've played, you've already demonstrated in first position is good. You can play it like that. You 1, 3, 1, 3, 4. But when you play here an extension, if it feels uncomfortable, moving the thumb up, it's like trying to, do something. When your thumb is more inwards, it's easier than when it's outward. It's just less painful. Would you try to do that, please? Yes. Very good. Could you now try to do both octaves, please?
Okay.
Now go down the scale. All right. Do you see what just happened? What just
Yeah, I
happened?
felt
Describe to
something
me.
just happened. It felt
What
kind
just
of
happened?
weird.
What just happened?
I was trying to I was trying to do the I was trying to do the second finger going to the first, but I lifted the third.
Because you have programmed in your brain to this point, Keaton. You programmed, third finger. And that's okay.
Yep.
Okay? What we do, and I was discussing with the student earlier today, when we play cello, we don't play for perfection, we play for permanence. Permanence. When you practice, you're practicing to make something permanent. Now you're lucky because you're younger. Now if you were older, then I was teaching a guy he was 85, now he's 88, right? And Alfonso, I have one chance to teach him the right way. Once it's stuck, it's stuck. You know, you have the opportunity because your brain is more malleable. It's called plasticity of your neurons. You have the ability to learn something and relearn something. But I want to ask you a question: do you ever forget the bad habits? Do you forget them?
Not really, unless I supplement with them something to learn it correctly.
Precisely. You choose because you do the other good stuff better. You choose to do the good stuff. That's what you're doing. Now, it's a simple concept and it's muscle memory. The cool thing about muscle memory is that it's not really affected by so many other factors. As you age, you can learn something as you get older. For instance, you ever wondered how people who are retired in the 60s and 70s play golf? Well, it's muscle
Yeah,
memory. They can learn
this
that
one.
that skill. And so as a cellist, you can play way into your 60s, 70s, and 80s, like Alfonso, and you can even relearn things because it's muscle memory. So it's not really affected by neurological diseases. Anyway, so let's see if we can do this again. I want you to try it again. And on the way down, I want you to attempt to do this. You would start at the top. Again, the secret is the open D. See that thumb? Slide that thumb up a half step, and I call it drop the +4. Extend back. I'll demonstrate again. Half step up. Try that from the top.
Yep.
All right, let's break this down to little pieces. So we got this. Meet me here. What I'm doing, and I'm going to show you what I'm doing. A lot of the action that happens on cello happens behind. My thumb is staying right there. And what's going to happen as I'm playing the open D, as we're going to play the open D, you're going to slide up a half step and then drop your finger. As you see right here, it's on the +4. And I want you to do that. So start in first position. As you're playing that open D, slide the thumb up, drop on the C sharp, excuse me, lift that index finger, extend backwards. And once you have this shape, you have it for both strings. Try that. Take a pause. Slide that thumb up. Ah, you did it. You went a little too quick. Went a
I
little too
need
quick. You need to take a
two
pause.
fingers.
You need to two here. I'll show you right here. Here's the descent. You also need to take a quick pause. Remember one thing. You have up to this point learned something. If you go the same speed, you're not going to get it. You have to slowly get into it. It's like if I give you a basketball and say go throw that from the 3-point line. If you play basketball or any sort of sport, you would have to take your time and aim and shoot it and kind of, you have to take your time. Bowling. I don't know if you bowl, but I'm terrible at it. You bowl? All right, so I'm terrible at it, and I'd have to really concentrate. Okay, so you know about basketball. If you're trying to do a certain shot from a certain part of the court, then you would have to concentrate and really work on each one of those minute motions. That's what we're doing right now. We're concentrating on the little bits, right? So do it again. Take a time, pause, think about it. Hold that D, slide up a half step, drop the +4. And it's all there. From the top. No vibrato, no vibrato, no vibrato. Just straight, yeah, clean tone. Now hold the D. Hold the D. Slide the thumb up as you're holding the D. Slide a thumb up. Drop your +4 and extend your index finger back. Play the 2. 2. Second finger. Lift your third. Lift it. There you go. 1. 0. Drop your 4. You're in spot. 2. 1. There we go. Very good. You have to make a pause. Do it again. Let's not talk. Just do it again. From the top. Slide that thumb up. Drop your +4. Extend back your index finger. 2. 1. Working for intonation right now. We're just trying to get the fingerings. The third time. Do it a third time. Slide that thumb up. Drop your +4. Intonation now. We're just working on getting those fingerings down. Okay, do it a 4th time, please. Always do 5 times. Do a 4th time. 4th repetition.
Can you tell me a little bit more about this?
In what sense?
I think just going from the dropping the different positions.
Okay, so it's not a position, but what I think you've learned. Okay, now I've got my acoustic cello with me. Here's the thing. Along the neck of your instrument, the extension classical technique, the extension happens between your 1st and 2nd finger. Okay? Anatomically, you can do that, right? The 2, 3, 4 don't do that. Because you have longer fingers, you can manage to go. You can do this. That is not only painful, that only will cause you tendonitis. And let me tell you, I know a thing about injuring your tendon, but also that's simply uncomfortable. If you instead go like that, the only stress, it's natural you do this. Here's the thing. Put your hand in 1st position, slide up a half step, put all your digits down. 1st position, slide up a half step. Good. Now I want you to lift your index finger and straighten it. Now, instead of trying to put your finger down, like trying to put a pressure on that, I want you to rotate that finger backward, like you're rotating a lever backward, and you're going to play with the side of the tip of your finger. It's going to be torqued. Again, you're not going to be straight per se. Your fingers are longer than mine, but you're definitely going to be torquing backward. That's how you apply pressure, and I'll prove it to you. The human body is built to have your hand to do this. See the digits? And no matter what you do, you can do this. You have to really think about that. But in general, if your fingers are spread, what's going to happen to the tips of the fingers? When you pull them in, they go into the palm. Let's put that into context of first position. Here's first position. There it is. You can do this with me if you want to. Put your hand in first position and put it on your bow like this. So now we have shaped first position on our bow. Yeah? With your left hand, Keaton. With your left hand. Okay. So what I do this first position, right? And then you can take that and just put it here, right? Now, if you've never learned this before, see how your fingers already, look at your fingers, how we're all anatomically different, okay? Now I want you to put pressure down. I want you to make pressure, and so you play in all four fingers at the same time. You feel these squeezing, right? Now, let's say we're in extension. So this finger is going to go out. No. The only finger that stretches is the first and second finger, not your fourth finger. Index finger, leave your little pinky alone. This index finger, take it out. Index finger, index, your pointer. Yeah. And really put it out there. Good. Now, I want you to do the same thing. I want you to squeeze your fingers and see what happens. Squeeze them. Squeeze. And what happens is your finger is going to slide in no matter what you do, because the index finger is going to slide in. You're fighting it, but let it do. There you go. See what's happening? So how can you have good intonation in an extension if your body's telling you to do this? You can't apply pressure by squeezing in an extension with your index finger. You must torque it. So I'm sure you're familiar with math class. I want you to now go back to this extension, index finger outwards, and use your thumb on the back as a fulcrum. You're right here. So that thumb is going to allow the hand to rotate backwards, and you're going to torque your hand backwards. You're going to make this sort of lazy L sort of shape like this, and you're going to do this. And that's how you apply pressure. See how I'm making this shape? So the shape is guaranteed. The space is guaranteed. I'm not going to lose the space. And you're able to do this, and I guarantee you one day, Keaton, when you play Bach, and you play some proper Bach, and Bach will always test your skills. And if you don't have a good, strong foundation of how to make a good shape, then you won't be able to play Bach very well. Now, if you can feel that release 2, 3, 4 and feel that torque going back. So release your 2, 3, 4, and then see what I'm doing? To have your index finger come back. Index, yeah, index. But keep it in extension. Do it again. Extend out your index finger. Good. See how nice and wide that is? And that's also comfortable. There's no stress, right? Now, release 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. There we go. And then let's see you torque. Let's see you use that fulcrum. Very good. See how you go in straight like this? Keep that shape. I call it like a lazy L. I know it's American, it's terrible, but we have a squirt gun, an L. And then you want to do this. You want to have this sort of like thing doing like, there we go, something like that. And the better the shape is, take this shape now, put it on your cello. And that is how you apply the pressure in extension, especially on something like. I'm applying that way. Want to try it on the way down? 4, 2, 1, sir. 4, 2, plus 4, 2, 1. Let's really zoom in right here on these notes. Those are the notes we want to get to. Play your first note. No vibrato, no vibrato. And here's the thing. Here's the thing I have about vibrato. Never hide bad intonation behind nice vibrato. You have a nice vibrato, but your intonation is lacking. Yes, or your
Yep.
consistency in your intonation. You have a beautiful vibrato, and that's why it's crucial to learn vibrato later. Always learn
Yep.
vibrato after you have a really strong shape, because then what happens with vibrato? You're doing this, you're playing, but if you're shaking everything and you can't go back to your good foundation, then it's sort of like, well, that sounded nice, but it's kind of like everywhere. It's like being served a really good dish of food on a paper plate that keeps, like, you know what I'm talking about. You've ever been to those picnics and, oh, wow, this is good food, but it's gonna fall off my plate. It's like that, okay? So we don't want to. We want to have nice porcelain or nice metal plates. So try that. Just go up and down. So we're going to play actually these 5 notes here, right here. Then go back up. So what you're doing is you're going down and then you're going up. Nicely done, nicely done. We're just training the shape. Try it again. Feel it. Yeah, let's
Oh
try it.
yeah, that feels a lot better.
It should feel better, but here's the test. And I want you to start thinking about this, Keaton. Every time you think of a key signature, think of how it feels. And for anyone watching this, I'm sort of pivoting my pedagogy to incorporate, I like to tell people, I teach you how to think like a cellist. When a cellist looks at, think of the key signature C major. If you know 2 octaves, 3 octaves, that's pretty comfortable, right? There's no extensions really anywhere except on the lower strings. It's really comfortable. But D major, already I'm thinking extensions. I'm thinking extensions on the low strings. And then after that, 3 octaves, 3 sharps, 4 sharps. So we're talking like A major and E major and B major. Well, everything's extensions. How about your flats? F major? Is there any extensions in F major?
B flat.
B flat. And what string are we on when we're doing the extension?
You are on G.
Yeah, but also it's on the extensions on the A string.
Okay.
There it is right there. But it's this is right there. So you can hide it in different. But how about B flat major? Don't even play it. Think about how it feels. Well, you have low 1 on the D string, low 1 on the A string. Yeah? And you also have an extended 4th position too. So that's why we're supposed to like sharp keys instead of flat keys as cellists. When you think of a key signature, think of it as how it feels. Do you know how to play an arpeggio?
Yes.
Let's jump right into arpeggios. I've been explaining arpeggios recently, so there you go. There is an arpeggio for you. Tell me, sir, what is an arpeggio and why do we learn them?
Arpeggio goes Okay, arpeggio starts in the first position, goes into different positions, and then because when you go into third position and fourth position, you usually start on that. If you're on the D, that fourth note, or on the A string, that fourth note would be the D, and that's where you would start for that third position.
Could you play us the 2-octave D major arpeggio?
Yep.
Yes, so simply told, an arpeggio, as what you just played right here. An arpeggio is, if you ever want to, you ever have to take this test, an arpeggio is the first, the third, and the fifth degree or note of any given scale, whether it's a major or minor scale. It's the first, the third. The first is D, skip a note, the next note is F sharp, the next note, skip it and play the fifth, and then repeat that. Okay, so it's the first, the third, and the fifth, and that's why you see right here, I put the Roman numerals, the first, the third, and the fifth. Yeah. So if, as cello players, we're always told, why should we learn arpeggios? Why do you learn scales? Why do you learn arpeggios?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, you're the one taking the lesson.
Okay, sorry. We learn scales. Say they help us learn to play different notes in the key that they need to be played in. They help us learn the different notes of the string, the cello, or the notes of the cello. It's on the cello,
Yeah.
and
But
then
how about an arpeggio? What does arpeggio
arpeggios
do for
help
us?
kind of let you know what it kind of sounds like without having to go fully into the full scale, kind of.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm going to take it really back down to the physicality of everything. I'm going to relate it to, unless you have a better superheroes, I'm going to relate our scales to the Flash. That's DC Universe. And I'm going to, I don't know who, if you know who that is.
Oh yeah, I do.
Okay. And Ezra Miller. And then we're going to relate Mr. Hiddleston. What's his name? The guy who does From Far From Home, the Spider-Man? The guy?
Oh,
English dude.
Tom Holland.
Holland. So there's Holland and Miller, right? Now, Spider-Man, do you ever see Spider-Man running around? Like running?
No,
No. What does Spider-Man do? He leaps.
he swings from the
He
sky.
swings. He leaps from place to spot. Pa, 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 pa. He never runs. He's always leaping. The Flash, he runs. He runs on the ground. Can the Flash run into something if he's running fast? Yes, he can. He's run into things before. And he can trip up and he can run into things. If you saw the Justice League, Jack Snyder, he runs into something and falls. So when you're running quickly on somewhere, that is a movement called dexterity. You are training a dexterous movement, dexterity of your fingers. When you are doing these leaps, you are training agility. It's a different muscles you're using. You're accurately jumping from spot to spot. So when you do arpeggios, you want to train shifting, but you're training agility. It's more to concentrate on the bow technique as well. While scales, it's different. It's just succession. It's just like that. So remember those two completely different things. And on cello, you do have to be good at both because this bow does complicate things. Have you been working on a song in D major?
Let's
Or would you like to
see.
play something? Because every time, or maybe an etude, any something that you've been working on that like you have me for another 10 minutes. Do you have something that you like to ask me about?
I I do have a cover of um, "As the Deer" that you wrote.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that I've been working on.
Okay. That's in D major?
It is.
That's a cute song. You know the composer to that song
David.
commented on my channel?
Wait.
Marty
Oh well,
Nystrom.
David wrote the song, but like the yeah, I know what
The
you
guy who
mean
wrote
by
it is
that.
like, thank you for doing such a nice cover. Like, well, look.
Really, that's really
Really,
neat.
really, you did.
Yeah.
Only a couple times on my channel have I been a little starstruck. I did this Star Trek cover of Picard, and the guy and my dog's being silly right now. And the guy who played the session was a session cellist in LA. Saw it and he liked it. So like,
Awesome.
and he's like, his name is Jeff Russo or something, and he commented on my cover.
Oh
Oh, and the
wow.
guy, I did a cover of a game called The Outer Worlds. Beautiful music in that game. It's an Xbox game. Well, other platforms. Justin Bell, and he liked it too. So Justin Bell left a
Oh,
comment on that
that's
cover
cool.
too. Anyway, let's hear "As the Deer."
Nice. I think the second time I'll do vibrato just for
How
that
about
intonation.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Actually,
Let's talk about that. I was just now we have well warmed up our head when it comes to this. We have a beautiful song in front of us. Sometimes these songs have a refrain, a da capo al fine, yeah? When you play songs of this nature, and look at the very beginning, I deliberately put an open A. A test, a sort of important thing to understand that you should always avoid open A's. But why do you play an open A at the very beginning? I want to emphasize the innocence of the meaning. It's like I imagine like a young choir boy singing out into the never. And so this young boy can do vibrato, but he has a pure voice. So be that
yeah.
young choir boy. And a beautiful open A. Can I hear you play that? With the
Yeah.
least amount of vibrato?
Without
With a
vibrato.
tasteful addition vibrato. You're not going to be going. It's not that type of song.
Yeah. No, it's not. And I've tried doing it like that, and it
It doesn't
doesn't work
work.
out.
It doesn't work. Okay, good. One thing you probably noticed in my scores is that it doesn't have much dynamics and or dynamic markings. I sort of leave that
Yes,
completely open.
I've noticed that. Yep.
I do that on purpose.
Okay.
Because now I want Keaton, I want you to make this music your own. Okay, I'm going to give you an idea. Um, I know you want to play good, but it's a little intense. So take it back, take it back a little bit. It's nice and it was clean, it was in tune, but now it needs to have, they call it musicianship. Put a little like a softness to it, a sweetness to it. Yes? Let your bow do the work. Let your bow. If you want to hide that open A, then shift to the upper second. And then we sing in hearts. And then here, gently take it to the tip of your bow. And when you do the da capo, you can change it up a little bit. I'll let you do your own interpretation, but they're just an idea. Again, mere suggestions. Play it as you wish.
Do you mind if I do that open A as a on the D?
Yeah, right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. Oh, absolutely. Shift to the upper second position. Absolutely, yeah. I'm gonna unmute myself. That was really nice. And that's why I asked you to consider moving your computer. I noticed your bow hand was, well, we're gonna have to really talk about the bow hand maybe another time. This bow hand here and the way you hold your bow, and we haven't talked about that at all today, but your bow, you're supposed to have more like this. See you kind of holding it up here, and you're sort of like pulling the bow inwards, and your bow's supposed to be above it. But you could get a lot more sound out of your bow and with a lot less effort if you use gravity. So yeah. But anyway, that was good. It's just something you've.
More like this.
It's not about exactly that. It's more about this. See, like right here, almost. Look, see how you can see. Put your bow on the string. Now, as long as it's flat, and if you can turn it even more toward you, like this. Yeah, yeah. So what you're doing, you're essentially keeping the bow like this. You're keeping the bow nice and straight. I'm going to show you off like that. Keep the bow nice and straight. If you can see, right? If you can see through the bow, look down at your bow right now. And if you can see through it, turn it so you can't see through it anymore. There you go. That's how you should play. That's sort of a given.
Huh.
Now, if you do this, if you held your bow like this, if you held your bow on your two fingers and just let, have gravity sort of like even it out. And then take that bow, put it against your string. You'll notice that it's at an angle. And now you don't have to play it so much at that angle, but I'm just touching, I'm doing like this, yeah? And you put your bow hand on it. And what this allows you to be, Keaton, is allow your arm to use the weight. So your everything is there and your fingers pull the bow into the string, but it's your arm that's causing all that nice weight of your cello.
Yeah, I saw your bowing video on when you're out in a river with that little bow.
Mm-hmm. My teaching bow, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. You're welcome. Hey, I know I thank you. You were, as someone has commented in our YouTube live stream, you're very brave for doing this. So I appreciate it.
Oh,
Thank
thank
you
you.
very much. Well, I have to actually go teach a student right now somewhere else in the United States. She's waiting for me on Skype as well. She's actually on the stream watching. And I appreciate it for you joining in. Follow me on TikTok. Find my video with all of 22
You know, it's
views on it.
funny. I talked to you about it. I actually don't use TikTok.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Neither do I. But after talking to everyone, I'm doing the whole TikTok thing. But I appreciate it, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And I will see you online. Of course, ask questions or anything. Thank you for your participation. Have a wonderful weekend.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Yes, that was quite special. That was special. Look at that. I cannot say that was much better than last time. Much better than last time. Much cleaner. That was a live cello lesson with me. And yeah, that was great. Before I get to my lesson with you, Kat, I gotta do it. I gotta do it. I'm sorry, but I gotta do it. And if you know what I'm talking about, I gotta do it. I gotta do it. Yes, I have to. And if you know what I'm wearing, it is that time of year to do this. Absolutely love this song. Absolutely love it. Absolutely, absolutely love it. And if you are familiar with it, Oh, I had to do that. I had to do that. That was Jack's Lament, for those of you out there who are a fan of Nightmare Before Christmas. And if you want to join me on my Halloween project, it are these songs. There's a video online, so go right ahead. Join us for this wonderful project. Play a little bit, play a lot. I'll snip it out and dress up if you want to. Yeah, it's a great song, and even the pizzicato part. It's really, really cool and spooky. I'm doing a variation on that, but it's called Come Little Children, I'll Take Thee Away. It's linked in the video that says Halloween Project, Cello Project 2022. It is a publicity-free video. There we go. It's a publicity-free video. There's a link. It'll be only up for a week, so download it, and you'll be able to get one of these partitions. All three of them are up there. Even if you have an electric cello with bass, then you can certainly try to play that one. But there's 2 parts. And it's lots of fun. All the markings are everything in there. Of course, I like to cover things for Halloween because I absolutely love this holiday. It's a fun one. I want to say thank you for everyone. Yes, join in RMS, which is Johnny. Hello, Johnny, to you. Hello, Jackie. And Blobby, thank you. And everyone, really, everyone. Thank Keaton for really, doing this. If you want to do what Keaton did, you have to download Skype, make an account. It's all free, and say, hi, I want to have, try this out. I want to try this whole thing out, and it's free, but you just have to be online with me, and people get to see. And I hope you guys watching learned a little bit as well, because a lot of the pedagogy in my studio is sort of in real time. If it works with the student, then it will work with you. That's why the videos are valuable. And if you kind of notice Keaton had some of those aha moments, you can have one too. So get in contact with me, download Skype so it's a nice, clean feed. It looks really nice. That's all I have for you today. I have to go work. So thank you for wherever you are in the world. Thank you for watching. Thank you for participating. And ciao to you, Federico. I see that your cello is in the hospital. Neck is really badly injured, and I don't play since 1 week, and I have hugs from Italy. Hugs from France. Embrace. Je t'embrasse. So sorry about your cello. It's I can't imagine my cello ever had something like that. Never take it for granted that you play cello. It is a blessing. And so, yeah, hey, Johnny, leave that to our emails, okay? Leave it to our emails. Thank you. I want to work with you. And for any of you out there who think that, like, I have a student, a guy named Johnny, would really want to help. If you want to get somewhere and you got a short period of time to do it, a project, maybe you're worried about paying for things, I'm in this to help you guys achieve your dreams. Yes? And of course, this is my livelihood, but more importantly, I get more from helping people achieve their dreams. And so I'm going to be helping Johnny get into a really good orchestra next year, but we got to get started, Johnny, okay? So, never take it for granted. Thank you for joining me wherever you are in the world. And as you would travel along your own journey of music discovery, take a little time to appreciate the good things. And I'm going to start appreciating my lovely electric cello. Bye for now.